According to a Vanguard study, 84% of retirees are satisfied in retirement. I have to look over here at the study because I don't want to show it to you, or else I could get potentially copywritten strike because Vanguard says this is only for advisors, not to be shown for public distribution. So I'm not going to show it to you. I will put a link in the show notes. You can read it yourself. Satisfaction with financial situation. All right, a Vanguard study. Recent retiree, 84% are either highly satisfied or medium satisfied. 65% are highly satisfied in retirement. Pre-retirees, 53% are highly satisfied. 26% are medium satisfied. What does that mean? There's no retirement crisis. There's no retirement crisis. The vast majority of recent retirees are either highly satisfied or medium satisfied. And this is in 2017 too, by the way, this study was done. So a lot of people say, yeah, because the markets are kicking butt. Well, this is before we had the COVID crash and before we had 4 years of another run up. I mean, think about it. What's the last 4 years done tomorrow? Let's take a look here. Hold on a second. This survey was in 2017, 2018, 19, and 20. The market was down 4.5% in 2018, 31% up in 2019, 18.25% up in 2020, and I don't even know what's up so far this year. So anyway, you can't sit there and say, whoa, because the market was up. Yeah, it was up, but it was still within the 10 years of the Great Reset or the global financial GFC, global financial crisis, right? And then we missed a huge upgrowth of the last 2 of the last 3 years. All right, so that's just one thing. This is the U.S. All right, study with Vanguard. Now, who do they study? They looked at people who had all of 50,000 or more in investable assets. All right, so they did 2 groups of investors were surveyed. 10 years, people who were going to retire within 10 years of the survey, and recent retirees who retired in the last 10 years. So that's a pretty wide berth. So people who've been, they interviewed a total of 5,600 households, again, with at least $50,000 of investable assets. All right, so let's go part 2 of this, because this is what's funny too. We have right here about financial attitudes about retirement. Although about half of the people think there's a national retirement crisis, only 4%, Pablo, of recent retirees within the last 10 years think they have a financial crisis themselves. So 54% of recent retirees, again, people retired within the last 10 years of this survey, think there is a nationwide retirement crisis, but only 4% think they are in one. 59% of pre-retirees, those within 10 years, think there's a national retirement crisis, but only 10% think they're in one themselves. This is consistent, may reflect the relative affluence of a respondent population. Well, they're only interviewing people with $50,000. The retirement crisis may lie elsewhere. In the dreams of academics and the media and the financial industry who's badgering us there is a retirement crisis. Another possibility is that individuals have a positive view of their own affairs than reflected in the national debates about retirement security. You think? Nuts. All right, so government pensions are the most common retirement source of post-retirees and pre-retirees. You know what's considered a government pension? Social Security. All right, because they interviewed people in Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia, all having the same thing in terms of what it comes down to, the numbers of a retirement crisis and satisfaction levels. In America, 90%, 89% of pre-retirees are going to have a government pension, Social Security, and people who are currently retired, only 84% do. That's interesting. So basically, the vast majority of us are going to rely on Social Security, which is why they're never going to reduce the benefit, my friends. It's just nuts. I mean, it's nuts, man. I mean, there's no other way around that. The Social Security is the foundation, regardless of what it's meant to be. It's a foundation for many retirees, and it's mine too. In fact, 53% of recent retirees have home equity. It doesn't say they're actually using that. It just says they have home equity. Actually, it doesn't say they're using home equity that I can tell, but it says they have home equity, where 42% of soon-to-be retirees in the next 10 years have home equity. That's a little bit confusing. I'm not exactly sure what that's stating. All right. Let's see what else. A sizable group of pre-retirees expect to work and collect a wage income in retirement. An expectation is not supported by the recent retiree experience. In fact, pre-retirees are up to 4 times more likely to expect they will have to work in retirement. Again, because they're being freaking bombarded with the retirement crisis, which doesn't exist. All right, so, and I'm going to do a video on why working in retirement is actually a good thing here. Let's see. Wages, only 19% of recent retirees are actually working, whereas 40% of pre-retirees expect they're going to work in retirement. All right, so that's good stuff. I tell you, man, hold on a sec. The scary things to me is pre-retirees. Only 55% of pre-retirees have actually done any planning about the money they need to retire. Now, that might be a little bit misleading because it is pre-retirees are people within 10 years. So if you're 8 years out, you might not actually taken the steps to plan how much money you need to retire. But the scary thing is only 56% of recent retirees did the same. Now, 64% of recent retirees plan about when they should take their government pension, their Social Security. But only 56% actually did any planning about the money they need to retire. My friends, everything revolves around this one number. How much do you need to get by? Crazy. All right, so good. Let's see here. Oh, well, even here. Jeez. Even. How should I draw down my defined contribution plan? We'll throw IRAs in there. Only 37% of recent retirees actually did any planning on when to draw down their DC plan, because I'm sure they're saying we're not going to touch it till RMDs. That's crazy, man. 52% said they did any research on how to manage their investments in retirement. Only 39% looked at doing any planning about when to take their personal investments, when to draw it down. Nuts. 33%, how will I pay for long-term care on both pre-retirees and retirees. Manage taxes, only a third of pre-retirees have done any planning on how to manage taxes, and only 40%, 39 to be precise, have done recent retirees have done any planning on how to manage taxes. Not good, man. So there's a lot of opportunity there for sure. But yet the majority of recent retirees have managed to plan on how to manage Medicare. But only 56%. That's nuts. How I manage gifts? Well, very few people are worried about that. So, all right. So, right here. 73%. The number 4 things were whether to work. Well, these are for percentage citing myself as the best source of help. For the planning step, 82% are citing themselves as the best source, whether they should work in retirement, when to retire, how to manage their home or equity, or manage their estates. So 60% of people think they're the best at how to manage their estates. I'm not sure that's good, man. But anyway, either way, so a lot going on there. Point being is there's no retirement crisis. If only 4% of recent retirees think there's a retirement crisis, there is no retirement crisis. On top of that, 84%, is that what I said, are satisfied in a retirement to some degree. There is no retirement crisis. Stop it. All right, we'll see. A link will be in the show notes. Thanks now.